Dear students, very good morning to all of you. And today I welcome you to the session of DAA Lab. And today the topic of our discussion is insertion sort. We will be implementing this algorithm after I explain it on the board. So insertion sort is basically, sorting is basically to arrange the elements either in the ascending order or descending order, whatsoever being is desired. For example, we have been given a problem to arrange the elements in the descending order, we can. If we are given to arrange the elements in ascending order, we can do it by insertions. Normally, in sorting, every sorting follows one principle, that is to arrange the elements in the ascending order. So, insertion sort, suppose this is an array, this is an array A, fine. It comprises of how many elements? 6 elements. Index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, insertion sort divides the array into two sublists. So we will take first element as first sublist, that is at index 0. So this is my first sublist. We can say it as sublist 1, and rest other elements from the 40, that is from 1 to 3, 4, and 5 index, they are being taken as second sublist. So this is your sublist 2. This is your first sublist and this is your sublist 2. So we are going to divide. We assume that first element is sorted and the rest all are in unsorted manner. Fine. So this is the principle of insertion sort. We divide the list into two halves. One is assumed they halves are not equal at all. So we assume that first element is sorted and the other elements are not in sorted manner. Now how to sort it? You will take first element, that is position number 1, I is equal to 1 is equal to temp. So temp will contain the element 40. Temp or key, you may say whatever you want to. Temp or key, which is equal to first element, that is 40. Okay. Now you compare, you will say j is equal to I minus 1. J is equal to I minus 1 means we are at element number 1. So this is my index position 1. So we will say 1 minus 1, which will be equal to 0. So you will take the comparison of 40 with 50. You will take the comparison of 40 with 50. Compare key with A of 0. That is, key is my 40 and 40 is, if key is smaller than A of 0, means the element before it. We have to take the comparison of first element with the 0th element, that is element before it. If this element key is smaller than the element which is at A0, you are going to shift this element here. You are going to shift this element here. We will say it will be equal to A of j plus 1 is equal to aj. What does that mean? A of j value is 0. So A of 1 is equal to A of 0. That means the element which is at A of 0 is going to shift at, I'll write A of 1 is equal to A of 0 because j is equal to 0 and plus 1. So it becomes A1 and this aj is your 0. So A0 will move to A1. Now let's move it. We will move it how? You just take the element 40 we have taken. So 50 will move here. Now this is 1, this is 0. 50 will move here. See, 50 has moved from position 0 to position 1. 50 has moved from position 0 to position 1. So 50 is here and we will put question mark here because we are not directly going to put 40 here. Now, if the index has reached the last position, that is 0. If the index has reached the beginning position, that is 0. That means there are no more elements. So we will put 40 here because we have no comparisons to be done here. So we will put 40 here. Now this becomes sorted list and this becomes unsorted list. Okay. This is how it is sorted and unsorted. Now, in the next iteration, we will take temp is equal to 100 because my next element is at A2 and it is 100. So you will take the element 100 as a key. So we have taken the element temp is equal to 100. Now, I say A of j is equal to temp. Yeah, temp is equal to A of j. Temp is equal to A of j or A of I you may take. So if I take A of I, so A of I is 2, A2. A2 is having 100. Now I write J is equal to I minus 1. That is, what do you have to do? J is equal to 2 minus 1. That is 1. So we are going, that means, yeah, 100 is smaller than 50. No. 100 is greater than 50. Yes. 100 is greater than 50. Yes. 100 is not smaller than 50. So we will fix the position of 100 here only. So we are not going to shift it. So this becomes 100. This becomes 100 here. Now next. So this becomes sorted list and this becomes unsorted list. Okay. Next. Now you will take temp as A of 3. That is 10. 10. Now we are going to compare 3 with 2. Now you see 10 is smaller than 100. Yes, of course, it is smaller than 100. Then what we are going to do, we are going to move the 100 to position number 3. So what we will do is, we will write, so this becomes the unsorted part now, 60 and 20. Here we are dealing. Now what we are going to do is, we will take the 100 to index number 3, put question mark in 10 and take a temp as 10 only. Then you will write 50 here. Then you will write 40 here. Okay. Now, this loop has to go until the j reaches 0. We have to take the first element, that is 0. We keep on comparing. Now, we have to compare j is equal to j minus 1. So it was 2. Now it is 1. Compare this key value with the a of 1, that is 50. So 10 is smaller than 50. Then what we are supposed to do, we will take 50 here and question mark here. Okay. Now next, this is 50 and my temp is 10. And you will say j is equal to j minus 1, that is 0. J is equal to I minus 1 would be 0. So you will put 40 here and question mark here. Now I minus 1 is again, I minus 1 is 0. No elements to be compared. So you will put the key here. That is 10 would be kept here. Okay. Now next. This is my sorted list, 0, 1, 2, 3. Sorted one. As you can see, the elements are in ascending order. 10, 40, 50 and 60. Now it comes the 60 and 20 here. Fine. So take the temp is equal to 60. That is A of 4. Now this is my unsorted list and this is my sorted list. So I will put 60 since we have to compare the 60. Now 60 is smaller than 100. 60 is smaller. This temp, this my key is smaller than the last element, that is 100. So you will move this 100 to one position right. That is, we will take 100 to 4th location. And now you will compare j is equal to I minus 1. So it becomes 2 because we have compared key with 3, index number 3. Now you will compare it with index number 2. Now 60 is smaller than 50. No. So you will keep the 60 here. So you will keep the 60 here. So this becomes the sorted list and this becomes the unsorted list. Okay. Now, ten, 40, 50, yes, 10, 40, 50, 60 and 100. Now here my temp becomes 20. Temp is equal to 20. So I'll add one more location, which is an empty location because temp is in 20. 20 is smaller than 100. So shift right, you will take 100 here. Then I is equal to I minus 1. This is my location number 4. This is my location number 3. 20 is less than 60. So move 60 to one position right. Then 20 compare with 50. Take one position right. Compare 20 with 40. 20 is smaller than 40. So you will move, okay, to next position. Now, 20 is greater than 10. That means we cannot make the move of 10. So this location is empty. So I will put 20 here. And finally, I will get my sorted list. Finally, I will get my sorted list. Okay. So write the code for it. So we will write, include the header files that he will do. Okay. Then write the code for this insertion sort. So how we will write it? Write void insertion sort. You will give the function name as insertion sort. Pass the array and pass the number of elements in the array. Okay. So then you will write, first of all, you will declare the variables integer I, comma key, comma j. Fine. I, key and j you will take. Now, first of all, you will take the loop. See, these were my elements. Initially, they were 50, 40, 100, 10, 60 and 20. So I assume I is equal to 0 and this is 1 to n. This is from 1 to n. This is my sorted sublist and this is my unsorted sublist. So it begins from 1 to n. So you will write the code as for I is equal to 1, I less than n. Why it is less than n? Because 0 to n will have total 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Total 6 elements are there, but index is moving from 1 to 5. So you will write 1 less than 6, I plus plus. Okay. So this is how you will write. Then you will write key is equal to A of I. Key is equal to A of I. You will take first element into the key. Okay. Then you will write, okay, sorry. You will write array. Array of I. That means you are assuming first index as key. You are assuming first index as key. Then you will write j is equal to I minus 1. Because you are to compare position with this first position with the element at the 0th position. So you will write j is equal to I minus 1. Now next you will write the loop while j is greater than 0. Fine. While j is greater than equal to 0. That means we have to move till it is greater than 0 and array at j is greater than key. Array at j is greater than key. Fine. Array at j is greater than key. You will write array of I plus 1 array of j plus 1 is equal to array of j, and we will write j minus minus and close this loop. Array of j plus 1 is equal to array of j, and then you will write j is equal to j minus 1. Then what you will do, you will put the array of j plus 1 is equal to key and close this loop. I will write here only. It is not visible to you. Array of j plus 1, again it is not. Okay, I'll write here. Array of j plus 1 is equal to key. That means your element will be, your key will be inserted at the vacant position, and at the suitable position you may say, and you will close this loop. Then this is for loop which is being closed, and this is final loop. You may write get ch here, and you can close this loop. Okay, so this is how you will do it. And let's trace this route. I mean, this is the function part. Now you will print the array and you will write the main part. Then we will be tracing this. See, write and void print. Then you will write for I is equal to 1, rather I is equal to 0, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. Then write down C out, array I. Then put this mark, and you will write C out, and then you may write, and you may close. Fine. So this is void print function. Now let's do the main part. So void main, take the integer array, then you may write is equal to this, put the elements 50, 40, 100, 10, 60, 20, and close this brace. Then you will write integer n is equal to size of array divided by size of A0. Sorry, array 0. So this is how you will find the size of the array. Then what you will do is you will pass this array and n to the function and make a function call. So insertion sort, pass the array comma n, and get ch, and this main will be over. Fine. This is how you will write the code for it. See, this is the code that we are going to trace. So let us trace it. Then we will do that. 50, 40, let's trace it. Let us do it for the array index 1. 40 के लिए हम करेंगे. We'll do it for 40 first. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So as my index is, for I is equal to 1, I less than n, I plus plus, you have to take the keys from right hand side. You have to take the keys from right hand side, because on the left hand side we actually says that this list is a sorted list. So you will take key as A of 1, that is which is equal to 40. Okay. Then J is equal to I of 1, because we are to compare I of 1 is equal to 0, that is j is equal to 0. Now, while j is greater than equal to 0, it is not greater than, but it is equal to, as we can see here. As we can see here, j is equal to 0. And array of j is greater than key. So my key is 40 and array of j 50 is greater than 40. Now we have to swap. Actually, we will send the aj to aj plus 1. So you will send 50 to the position of 40. Send the 50 to position of 40. So you are considering here only 0 and 1 location. aj plus 1 is 0 plus 1 a of 1 and it is equal to a of 0. A of 1 will get the element from a of 0. A of 1, that means 50 will be moved from 0 to, we will trace the loop now. I repeat again, I is integer I, k, comma j, key, comma j. So I is equal to 1 because we are starting sorting from the unsorted list, which will begin from 1 and will move till n less than n. That is 1 less than n. That is still 5. So assume first key as 40, that is at A1 position. Key is equal to array of I, that is key is equal to array of 1, that is 40, and j is equal to I minus 1. J is equal to I minus 1, which says j is equal to 0. If because I is equal to 1, 1 minus 1 will give you 0. Now you have to check this condition while j is greater than equal to 0, that is 0 is equal to 0, it is not greater. This condition is satisfied and array of 0 is greater than key. So 50 is greater than key. Now what we will do, we will move this element to this position. So array of j plus 1, 0 plus 1 is 1 is equal to a of j. A of j is a of 0. So the element which is at 0 position will move to the 1 position. So you have got 50 here. Now j is equal to j minus 1, that is 50. Now if I say j, again it is equal to j is j minus 1, 0 minus 1 is 0, minus 1 rather, minus 1. So this condition becomes false. See, j is equal to j minus 1. J is 0, 0 minus 1 is minus 1. So this condition becomes false and we will say a of minus 1 plus 1 is equal to key. So this becomes a of 0 is equal to key. So we will substitute the key here, that is 40 and 50. Okay. Now let's do it for 10 also, because 100 is greater than my key, so will not need not to swap it. So 10. So let us take it as 10. Let us assume the case of 10. So what does this mean? A of 3, key is equal to a of 3, that is 10. So I am taking 10 as my key. Now j is equal to j minus 1. So j is equal to I minus 1. So this becomes a of 2, 2. J becomes 2. So let's start with this loop. While j is greater than 0, that is 2, and array of j is greater than key. So 10 is at 3. So compare this with this. 100 is greater than 10. So move this. So this will become 50, 40, then this, then 100. Okay. Now j is equal to j minus 1. So it becomes 1. J is equal to j minus 1. It becomes 1. J is greater than equal to 0. 1 is greater than equal to 0. Condition is true. Array of j, that is array at 1, is greater than my key. Yes. 40 is greater than 10. Then move 40 to 1 position, right? So you will put question mark here and take 50 here. Okay. Then what happens? This becomes 1 and here it becomes 2 minus 1, that is 0. Sorry, 1 minus 1, it becomes 0 because here it was 1. Now it is becoming 0. Now when j is equal to 0, j is greater than equal to 0, condition is true. And array of j, that is 50, 50 is greater than 10. Yes, true. So move 50 here, 40 and 100. So again this loop will work. And 0 minus 1, this condition will become false, and minus 1 plus 1 becomes the key, that is your 10. This is how the elements are being fixed in the insertion sort. So we'll do the same logic what we have done in class. Hash include istream.h, then put the conion.h, hash include conion.h, then make the void insertion sort. I write ins sort, pass the array, integer array, then pass the number of elements, that is n, and then start the braces and write down the logic. First of all, declare the variables integer I, j, and key. Integer I, comma, key, comma, j. Then start running the loop. For I is equal to 1, colon I less than n, I plus plus. Then put round brace and then open the brace and close the brace. Now you will write key is equal to array of I, because we have to take the key elements, and put here j is equal to j minus 1. Okay. Then you will write while j is greater than 0, and array of j is greater than key, then open the brace and close the brace. Array of j plus 1 is equal to array of j, semicolon, and then write j is equal to j minus 1. Then you will close this and you will write here array of j plus 1 is equal to key. Logic I've made you clear why we are doing this, because we have got the appropriate position, that's why we are fixing the key into it, and then just close it. I think for loop is closed. Now I close the for loop here and your function is closed. Now call the print function, void print, and take the local variable I and start printing the elements using the loop. Integer I, colon, you will take the variable declaration, and for I is equal to 0, I less than n, I less than n, and I plus plus. Then cout array I, then put the space, okay, then put the semicolon, then just write down the cout angle, because we can do it like this, cout angle, because we need to move to the next line, and it is optional, you may write, you may not. Now write down the main part, integer main, then open the brace, then write down integer array and give the elements. So let's give 50, comma 40, comma 100, comma 10, comma 60, comma 20, whatever we have given, and close this. Now integer n is equal to size of array, then divide by size of a0, array 0, and close this brace. And now you will call the function ins_sort, because I've given that name. Pass the array and that n into it, semicolon here. We also want to put semicolon here also. and write down get ch and put return 0 because we have taken the integer name. That's why it will take it. That's it. So let's compile this code. We have to pass integer array and integer n also here. And we will call this function here also because we have not called it. Return print array comma n, put semicolon and just compile it. This is an extra base. So let's run it. So this is coming 10, 50, 40, 100, 10, 100. Let me see why it is not doing. So let's run this program as I have removed all the errors, whatsoever was coming. Here I did by mistake j is equal to j minus 1, but it was I minus 1. So let us compile it and run it. 10, 20, 40, 50, and 60. So this is my output for this. And I hope that this concept is clear to you and you will implement it. Okay, guys, I think the program is now clear to you and you will implement it onto your laptops. And thank you for this because if you have any problem, you can share your screen or you can send me a screenshot on the WhatsApp. If you have any problem, you can discuss it on the WhatsApp. You can send me the queries. Thank you so much.